Hi, in this video, I'm going to show you how to use the Digisales platform to send out time-sensitive emails or broadcasts. Alright, so I am assuming that you already have some leads at this point, or at least one for that matter. And to get started from scratch, on the left, you go to this thing called Marketing. Make sure you're logged into Digisales, by the way. Go to Marketing, and then you will click on this thing called Create Campaign. Alright, so you can see here you got three choices. You can start blank, email, marketing templates, or your templates. So my advice to you as a total beginner, rather than we start with blank, let's go with template so that you have one template that you can keep using again and again from now on. Alright, so we're going to click on email marketing templates. And you're going to see a lot of choices here, but to be very frank, you don't really need any of this. We're going to go for a simple one instead. So let's choose this thing called most popular and look for simple. All right, we'll click on choose template. Okay, so that took a bit of time to load this entire thing. Okay, so we're going to make a bit of changes here. So again, I'm assuming that you're doing this from scratch. So at the top here, you can call it any name you want. For me personally, I'm just going to call it IM template, which stands for internet marketing. All right. At the top here, placeholder, this will be your logo if you want to put. Personally, I might put sometimes I don't do it. If you don't want, I recommend as a beginner, just remove it altogether. All right, so how to remove it? Over here, click on this trash icon. All right, and if you want to put pictures, there's a way to do it here, but to be very frank, we don't need any of this. Okay, so I'm gonna remove a bunch of things, by the way. Yeah? I'm gonna remove this part as well, this entire section. So that leaves us with mainly the body and this thing down here. All right, so this is the header and this is the normal content, which most of the time we're going to use normal content. All right, so I'll tell you what, I'm just going to erase the whole thing and put insert content here. All right, I'm just going to pretend that we have something to write here, and in fact I'm just going to start with the word hi. Okay, and we're going to put what we call a placeholder here. All right, so how to put a placeholder here? Basically, there's this thing here. It's called custom values. Okay, so you click on contact and you can choose first name. All right, so what this means is that for all your leads, right, or customers that you have gotten their names right, their first name will appear here. So that's normally what I'll do. Hi, first name. All right, and then whatever content you put in here. All right, so I'm just going to pretend there's a content here. And normally when we send emails, let's be real, we always have a link to insert, right? So I'm just going to put click here to go to the page now. All right, as an example. Okay, so if you want to know how to put the link, right, you select this whole thing here and choose this link text, and you can put the link of the whichever website you want to send people to. So for example, I'm just going to put sending people to this website. All right. Title, it's up to you. Normally, I can't be bothered about this. Open a new window, yes. We click on save. All right. So the link is clickable. If you want to change the color, you can just select this, change this to any color you want. Normally, people will put blue color. Yeah. So I'm just going to put a shade of blue here. All right. You can choose this. All right. And there we go. So the link is clickable right now, and then you can sign off with your name here. All right, so in my case, I'm just going to put my name. All right, okay, another advice for you is that the default here, let me just select this whole thing here. All right, the size here is size 14. Normally I prefer it to be at least size 16, so it's easier for people to read. All right, especially on mobile phone. Let me just make sure this blue color. All right, okay, now there's a button here. You can use it if you want, but normally that's up to you. Okay, if you want to put a button, you can, but in my case, I won't. I'm just going to remove it. All right, so what's this thing here? Yeah, let's totally see if we can remove this or not. Yeah, I don't think we need this at all. Okay, so yeah, actually that's really what it is. Okay, there we go. All right, so you can see it's a very plain setting. All right, quite simple really. Okay. Now at the bottom here, this is the footer, right? Now if you want to put your social media links, you can as well. That's totally up to you. But in my case, maybe I'm just going to remove it. It's not really needed. Okay. and you have the copyright, so and so on. Okay, now you might want to change a little bit, up to you, but in my case, I'm just gonna leave it alone for the most part. All right, if you want to change the color here, you can just select this. And I would advise you to take a bit of time to familiarize yourself by going to the edit section on the left here. Change the color to anything that you like. But in my case, actually, I'm kind of fine with this already. Yeah, I'll just leave it alone right now. So this will be my default template. If you want to make it a bit more fancy by adding a bit more links at the footer and things like that, your social media icons and so on, be my guest. All right. So how to add those? Just click on elements at the top left. Add elements, you can add text, button, anything that's available over here, all right? But again, I want to keep it simple with you right now. So if you want to see how this thing may look like on desktop and especially mobile, because we know majority of your audience are going to see this on mobile, this is how it will look like, okay? So let's just say this is what we want. We just click on save. Okay, in fact, you can save it every now and then, all right? This will be a basic template that you can use from now on. And it will save you a bit of time from editing a lot of things from scratch. So that's how I do it. I normally do my template once and then the content will change every time. Yeah. Okay. Let's just click on send or schedule. So over here, you can send immediately or schedule. All right. Now there are a few options here, but to be very frank, I don't use that. I either send right away or my favorite, I'll say 90% of the time, I like to schedule in advance. Okay. So send now is quite obvious. That means immediately, you don't wait. Schedule, in fact I prefer to do that. Okay, you can schedule at a certain time. This will be your local time zone. Okay, let's just say I'm just going to choose this in advance. All right, example. Okay, I'm going to send it at 9 o'clock in the morning at this time. Sender name, this will be the name of the sender. Obviously you want to put your name. All right, I'm just going to put my name here, or if you want to put your business contact. If you want to be a bit more, a bit more convenient, yeah, you can do it. But I'll just put my name here, right? Sender email, all right, the email address that your recipients will see. So in my case, it's this one. Okay. Now make sure that you have the email address already verified, but I'm just going to go with it for now. All right. Subject line, this will be, of course, what your customers will see or your leads will see. I'll just go put your name is on the Epstein files. Okay, I'm just making this up, right? It's not real. Okay, preview text. Now you can just put a simple line from your email that's like more like a preview. I'm just gonna put preview line here. This is to get people's attention, especially if you're seeing this on mobile. Recipient. Okay, now it's very important because who are you sending this to? All right. So if you build your business as time goes on, you're gonna have like different types of contacts. So in my case, I like to send to like very particular people. So I'm going to choose to send it to people that have been tagged in a certain way. All right, just go. Let's see. Do I? Yeah, you can even do this as well. People, you can send to like certain segments. So I think in my case, all right, just for fun, I'm just going to send to one of my own emails in advance because what you can do is that you can have start tagging your list or you can put them into a smart list. All right, so right now I'm just going to pretend I'm sending this to someone, which is actually myself. All right, over here I recommend you enable tracking links. You can enable this as well. And as for the last two, you can leave it be for now. All right, so if you want, you can just, this is what your email looks like, the preview on the right. And if you want to, you can just send a test email to yourself, especially if you're doing this for the first time. All right, I'm just going to click send test email. Let's see how this shows up. And this is what it looks like. All right, so I think so far, so good. Okay. Yeah, I might want to change a little bit here, especially for canned spam. You want to make sure that this is actually a physical address rather than just an email address to make it more credible. All right. So anyways, that's about it. We just click on schedule and that'll be all.